Imagine waking up tomorrow as the exact same person. Same face, same memories, same friends, but with a slightly different personality. Not because of age, not because of trauma, not because life changed overnight, because of thousands of tiny moments you barely noticed. Every swipe, every notification, every just 5 more minutes. Most people think their phone is stealing their time. That's not the most dangerous part. Time can be recovered, but the habits your phone quietly teaches your brain, those are much harder to notice and even harder to undo. Think about your morning, before your feet touch the floor, before you drink water, before you even decide how you feel. Your hand reaches for your phone. Almost automatically, you don't stop to think about it, you just do it. It feels normal because you've done it hundreds, maybe thousands of times before. Now here's the unsettling question. If someone watched your first 30 minutes every morning without hearing a single word from you, would they learn more about your personality or your phone? Maybe you've noticed something else. You unlock your phone for one reason. Then forget why you picked it up. You open Instagram, close it, open TikTok, close that too, check your messages, then your email, then the weather, then somehow you're back on Instagram again. 10 minutes disappear, sometimes 30, and you can't even explain where they went. It's easy to laugh it off. Everyone does it, but that's exactly why it's so dangerous. When a habit becomes normal, nobody questions it anymore. Not your friends, not your family, not even you. Here's what most people never realize. Your phone isn't just responding to your behavior. It's slowly teaching your brain how to behave. Every notification trains your attention. Every endless feed trains your patience. Every recommendation shapes your curiosity, little by little, day after day, without asking your permission. And if that sounds impossible, ask yourself one question. When was the last time you stood in line, sat in silence, or waited for someone without reaching for your phone? If you can't remember, you're not alone. And there's a reason why. You're probably thinking, so what? I still get my work done. I still talk to my friend or on my phone. My phone is just a tool. That's what almost everyone believes, until they notice something they can't explain. Books feel harder to finish. Conversations become easier to drift away from. A 5-minute video suddenly feels too slow. Even sitting alone with your own thoughts starts to feel uncomfortable. None of this happens overnight. It happens so gradually. You don't notice the change while it's happening. Imagine eating fast food every single day. At first, everything tastes amazing. Then, over time, healthy food starts to feel bland. Not because it changed, because your taste changed. Your attention works the same way. Every swipe offers something new, a joke, a shocking headline, a text, a meme, a celebrity, a new trend. Your brain never knows what's coming next, and that's exactly what keeps you scrolling. Not because every post is interesting, but because the next one might be. That tiny feeling of anticipation is incredibly powerful. It's why you keep refreshing your feed. It's why you check your phone without thinking. It's why putting it down sometimes feels strangely difficult, but here's what rarely gets talked about. Your brain learns from repetition. When it's constantly trained to expect something new every few seconds, stillness begins to feel uncomfortable. Silence feels empty. Waiting feels unbearable. Real life starts losing the competition. A conversation doesn't change every 10 seconds. Learning a new skill takes weeks. Building meaningful relationships takes years. But your phone has taught your brain to expect instant rewards, and when reality can't match that speed, reality starts to feel boring. The world didn't become less interesting. Your expectations quietly became faster. And that's where the real transformation begins. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Most people think their phone is changing their attention span. It is. But that's not the biggest change. The biggest change is happening much deeper. It's changing the way you see yourself. Think about how your day begins online. You don't just consume information, you consume identities. The successful entrepreneur, the perfect relationship, the flawless body, the dream vacation, the person who seems to have everything figured out. Your brain isn't watching these as isolated moments, it's comparing. Quietly, automatically, over and over again. And here's the strange part. You don't remember every video you've watched. You don't remember every photo you've liked, but your brain does. Every piece of content becomes a tiny vote for what feels normal, what feels desirable, what feels important. Watch enough luxury lifestyles, and your own life starts feeling smaller. Watch enough relationship drama, and ordinary love begins to feel boring. Watch enough outrage, and the world starts looking more hostile than it really is. The algorithm isn't asking who you are, it's constantly answering that question for you. One recommendation at a time. Imagine walking through a museum where every painting is chosen specifically for you. At first, it feels personalized, helpful, comforting, but eventually, you stop discovering new rooms. You keep walking through the same hallway, different paintings, same perspective. That's what algorithms do. They don't just reflect your interests, they slowly narrow them. The opinions you hear, the stories you believe, the fears you carry, even the version of yourself you think is normal. Without realizing it, your world becomes smaller while your feed becomes bigger. And then something even stranger happens. You begin reacting before you begin thinking. A notification appears, your hand moves, a vibration, you check, a moment of silence, you feel it. Not because you consciously decided to, because your brain has practiced the routine thousands of times. The phone is no longer interrupting your habits. It has become one of them. This is why so many people feel mentally exhausted by the end of the day. Not because they solved impossible problems, but because their attention has been pulled in hundreds of tiny directions. Each notification, each scroll, each interruption seems insignificant on its own. Together, they reshape the rhythm of your mind. And perhaps the most important question isn't whether technology is good or bad. It's whether you're still choosing where your attention goes, or whether something else has quietly started choosing for you. Keep questioning, keep learning. See you next time.